Sup people, welcome back to Reddit Roundup. Today we have r/CreepyEncounters. Today you will hear commentary from myself and my partner. I hope you guys enjoy the commentary. Please give it a like and subscribe. Please leave a comment with the Reddit that you want us to do, and thanks for watching. A possible Ted Bundy copycat. It was my first time living alone in an apartment. I was walking out to my car to attend an evening church service. I hear this guy saying, "Hey, hello, can you hear me?" I'm standing about 10 feet away when I stop to observe this man in a wheelchair. He has one sack of groceries in his lap and two on the ground beside him. He had on what looked like a veteran attire and combat boots. But what stood out to me most is what I noticed how incredibly buff he was. Not just his arms, but his calf. His hair on his arms and neck stood up. I guess while silently observing him, he was waiting for me to walk up to him. I took a few steps back and shook my head. His immediate response was, "I'm not going to do anything. Can't you see I'm in a wheelchair?" He then pointed to his door and said, "Look, I just need help putting my bags inside the door on the floor. That's all." I declined politely and began to walk away. The screaming, the cursing and insults were what had me basically run to my car. Safe in my car with the doors locked, I couldn't shake the feeling off me. Fast forward a couple of days and I'm driving down the street headed home. Who do I see walking without a limp, cane, or any visible disability? My heart dropped. I stayed in my apartment for a week and had a male friend walk me to my car when I got off work because I was too scared to be by myself in case any more encounters. To this day, this strange encounter haunts me. TLDR, man faked a disability to attempt to get me into his apartment. In addition, I reported this to the office management. They told me they will take care of it. I called the non-police line and asked if I could report this, and they told me there was nothing I could do. It would be his word against mine. Stop blaming me for handling this differently than you would have. Everyone reacts differently.
My creepy feeling about a man turned out to be right. I'm not sure how scary this is to you guys, because the initial encounter wasn't that scary. It was what happened afterwards. I was walking down the street because I needed something from the store that wasn't far away. It was daylight and there was plenty of people around. So I'm walking down the street and I see this guy that I've seen before around my house. He doesn't live on my street, but he used to have a girlfriend that lives a couple houses away from me. They dated for a long time, but at this point they were broken up for just as much time. For some context, this man is 10 years older than me. I usually always say hello as it's something we do in my country a lot, especially in your neighborhood. Before I could say anything, he raised his hand for me to do a high five with him. I did the high five and I lowered my hand, only he wasn't letting go. He gently held my hand while speaking to me. The conversation went like this. Creep: "Hey sweetie, how've you been?" Me: "I'm pretty good, how are you?" He starts staring at my body, which is making me feel weird, so I say the first thing that comes to my mind. Me: "Haha, I'm covered in dog hair, my dog is shedding right now." Creep: "You look amazing, like really, really good." He says this with such a creepy smile, and he looks me up and down a couple of times. He's still holding my hand at this point, and I was so uncomfortable that I just said my friend's waiting for me and left. Me and my friend would joke around about him being a creep after I told her the story. It was all fun and games until a couple months later when his initials were all over the news. He tried to rape an underage girl, and when I say underage, I mean not even a teenager yet. He threatened her with a knife and even cut her many times over her body. Thankfully, he wasn't successful in getting what he wanted because she ran away. Asked someone to call the police right away. He's now in jail, but I still remember the creepy smile. The gentle yet disturbing touch. I hope he never sees sunlight again. My Doordash driver wouldn't give me my food unless I got in his car. This happened about a year and a half ago. I was working a night shift a little past midnight, and I ordered Doordash for myself and my supervisor since it was her birthday. I was happy to see that I had the same driver as last time, as I work in a small building among other identical buildings, with an intricate road system in between all of them. It can be a little confusing for someone not used to it. I had been watching the map and went outside once he was close by. I stood under a cluster of bright lights in a parking lot wearing a neon yellow shirt. You could not miss me. I immediately get a call from the driver asking me to come to him. I look around and don't see anyone until I walk a couple yards to the center of the lot. He's sitting on the side of my building by the dumpster with no light. He also has his lights off on the car. I'm thinking like, what the hell, dude? I start waving my arms and telling him to come in front of the building on my side. He hangs up and he just chills there for a minute. At this point, I'm really annoyed because our food is now getting cold, and this guy delivered to me in the exact same spot last week. Finally, he turns his lights on and comes over to me. As soon as he pulls up, he's speaking in another language into his phone, which then translates to English. Something like, "Hello, I'm practicing English and I need new friends. Will you be my friend?" And then he puts the phone towards me. I feel like I'm speaking to a child because, hello, this is inappropriate, and I just want to say like, yeah, cool up, bro. I look at him waiting. He keeps speaking into the app about needing friends. I tell him my supervisor is waiting for me and reach out my hand for the food. He tries to touch my hand and then asks for my number. At this point, the fact that he tried to get me into a dark place, plus his persistence, turned my growling annoyance into fear. I tell him that I need the food and he asks me to get in the car in perfect English. Thank the Lord, because at this moment, someone in my sister's building comes out and makes their way over to the lot. He finally gives me my food and scurries off, which freaked me out. Why, after all that, would he speed off at the sight of another person? Clearly, his intentions were not good. I reported all of this to Doordash at the time, as well as my local police and on social media. It turns out he had done this to someone who lives 2 miles away from me. She had also ordered late at night, and he apparently asked her if she lived alone, and if they could hang out while holding her food hostage. Doordash has assured me that they have deactivated him, but his boldness, plus the fact that he seems to only drive at night, makes me think that he has done this a lot and has probably already assaulted someone. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed, please like it and maybe subscribe, leave a comment down below. You can get in touch with us on our Twitter. It's Reddit Roundup _. Thank you so much.